Dropleto the heart of the team, you know?
Well, yeah, but
I don't
yeah,
know. He could be the heart of the team right there.
they're gone though, and replacing our streak and merchant, and it's crazy. It's actually insane. The Bozo Bunch of all teams picking Luna, Runes, and Taro. What happened to the Bozo Bunch I love?
They've changed. They've changed, possibly for the better, although they have lost both of their barriers. Incoming Lilybun, trying to make it happen there. Spends the Firewall Sentry, but can't get it through. Dropleto and Merchant. Oh, nice redirect there from Dropleto, but just a couple of degrees off of grabbing that one. And yeah, okay, so here we go. Era, right? Everyone's saying that Era is blusted right now. And I'm trying to see, wow, awesome angle there from Scyther. Actually a super, super, supreme mix-up to not go to the bottom side, just go to the top side. Yeah, but so Era on board right now. Question marks. Is this the most broken character in the whole game? I mean, the patch came out 2 days ago, guys. Is this... We all figured out that she's just a nutcase here? That's what I want to know.
Well, the delay on Error Beam got halved. Like the entire move got halved. Like, imagine your favorite platform fighter, and the frame data just gets halved, you know? Like, isn't that crazy?
Okay, that is crazy. That is indeed crazy. Although, what's crazier is we have a power play right now, doesn't get the boys angle, gets that barrier on through, flip right on through that Oni blade. They're spending the secondary to try to get it, though, but it's not going to be enough. Scyther survives that situation to live another day, and Bunn Bunn Bonanza goes up 2-0 in the first set.
2-0, and looking dominant here. Of course, the Luna goalie going to struggle defensively, but a lot of it also has to do with how easily they're running up the midfield. The Ari's keeping the core relatively contained. That lets Lilybun follow up with the cyber swipes, but when Dropleto gets control for even a moment, we're seeing some greatness here. Flick to the top side, but the Ari covers. The pillar in a good spot, and Drop will convert.
Okay, I saw Liari, like, beam on reaction, and that shit was fast. Okay, actually beamed everyone whenever they wanted to. So we might have an Era situation going on. Although, you know, Dropleto did get to start here with explosive entrance. I mean, they are kind of super powered right now. If we can just survive a couple more sets. Although, oh my god, Omega combo onto Scyther there is going to super send them on out of here with this power play. Dropleto trying to get that barrier here, although they do end up staggering Liari too, so it's kind of like a 3v1 pseudo here, although returning is Scyther to try to make this one happen. Liari on the top side is going to grab one barrier before being slain there. Merchant coming on in with the secondary. Nice angle there from Lilybun with a great clear. Ooh, a dash punch mix up there with that dribble is going to be great. Lilybun kind of with a different read with that cyber swipe is not going to make it happen, although we have a really defensive... they didn't actually evade. Okay, really defensive Firewall Sentry is going to keep the ball alive for this point. We got Juliet goalie, question marks. Although, yeah, here comes Bozo Bunch to clean this one up. 2-2 now in this set. A couple of, you know, we got all level 3s right now. Although Merchant's level 4 is looking to be the first pick in this, if Bozo Bunch can take it.
Yeah, but so is Lilybun, right? Both the goalies flying out of the net and getting a lot of touches on the core right now. This point is so important because both comp scale into infinity here. But look at that perfect NATO escorting the core all the way to the barrier. Looking for 2 here as Shrinks come in, but traded back on the other side. And it is difficult if you're Merchant on the defense, but as long as you hold for long enough. But wait a second, that's Drop going down.
That is indeed Drop going down. Big power play here for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. This is their chance to take the whole set here, though, on up to Liari. Gets a dash punch stun. Nice one, Scyther. Merchant trying to get the secondary in there. Does successfully boost their way into the barrier. Almost gets the crater perfectly, though. A nice dribble here from Streak. But it actually stolen there from Scyther, who is 1 strike away from getting a flip. If they can just get involved one final time, they do end up getting that flip. Saves the ball from the goal. Lilybun trying to work on a flip of their own. Scyther keeping the ball in place with that flurry. Although Rune doing a really good job of keeping the ball away. Incoming Merchant. No one can get it, and it's going to be Bozo Bunch, surprisingly, taking that first set. Bunn Bunn Bonanza did come out with a 2-0 real quick, but nice reverse coming out from Bozo Bunch. And there it is, Merchant grabbing the first awakening. Luna might be one of the better characters to see if they can find a kill condition, win condition for their team.
Yeah, I'm looking at that extra special as a very likely pick here. Lots of value for the Luna and against the Imi, who will take away the heavy impact very good on the character and taken away from the Zentaro, but I really liked how Streak was playing in that previous set. I think he was the key part of the Bozo Bunch surviving because he was interrupting a lot of the open space drifting cores. He was making sure the core didn't ever drift its way on over to Scyther, who had that flip available for so long, and that could have been really bad for the Bozo Bunch if that flip had been cashed out on.
Absolutely, excellent play. Keeping the ball away from those who have flip is certainly part of the game here, though. Although one barrier down here for Bunn, one down for both sides of the team. They're going to do a whole bunch of damage here to Scyther as they're going to try to get a dash punch in there. Do end up getting that final barrier from Bozo Bunch. Lilybun jumping on in there with that extra range. I mean, another really great start there for Imi as well, having explosive entrance, although we have a dashing strike to get Dropleto. That last barrier, Streak going to dribble it to themselves. Streak going to continue to dribble it to themselves. Merchant not getting their chance to play with the game, although Scyther now has a dribble for themselves. Crater Maker, which would have sent Scyther into orbit, but the ball, hits that goal first, will end the play. Okay, nice one from Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Scyther is going to be vaporized.
That was really, really well timed by Scyther. A must-score goal there, and does capitalize here. And look at how Striker prioritizes the more open barrier so quickly in a lot of those offensive situations. And also a lot of damage being put on the heavy impact, getting tons of value for Lilybun here as Streak is basically dead. But Scyther gets trapped and gets exploded out of the back of the net.
That is the classic, right? Rune and Luna together get a good timing on that banish, on that Crater Maker, and it's kind of curtains. You really can't do all that much about it. It's just an insane amount of knockback, depending on where you get banished. Though the ball is in the hands of Liari, not anymore, as they're going to be sent on off there with just the booch from Merchant. Not even any extra power from that. It's just kind of sent all the way out there. Scyther can't get their hands on the ball. Lilybun trying to get an evade situation where they can survive. Streak self-dribbling it. Merchant kind of you're not really all on the same page there, but either way, Dropleto's going to slice and dice Lilybun into pieces as the ball goes right on through there. Man, Merchant really tried to get involved with that flip, but Streak was like, bro, let me just play.
Yeah, it's not always coordinated, but the individuality really shining through in this match as another banish comes through. A Crater gets timed, but the direction isn't quite good enough to find the KO. But Merchant's in the midst of everyone. 2 barriers down to Luna, getting so much value and still has the flip. Gets a KO. Merchant's doing everything right now as Dropleto to the bottom corner. Not even breaking a sweat on the Zentaro.
Really well played there from Dropleto to make good use of getting their hands on the ball there right near the goal. And hey, even if you don't get the super insta-kill combo there from Rune and Luna, it'll do 80% of your health. And Merchant just needed one little rocket to get Scyther off the board, and that's exactly what they found. The ball's going to make its way onto the top side. Flip from Merchant to keep it alive here, though, in the hands of Shriek. Now Dropleto going to try to make it happen here. Double stun, but it's not going to be enough to get that one through. Although Scyther's got their hands on the ball now with Dash Punch, but the Rune Pillar truly unblockable there. Everyone's going on in there with the Oni's Blade. The boost, but a kill is actually going to be from Lilybun, it looks like, on to Merchant. No goalie right now, although Streak's probably going to use this flip. Got the pillars, though. Going to hold the flip, in fact. There we go. Spent, but into Liari's hands, who grabs that final barrier. Lilybun going to try to maybe move up to make a play happen. Scyther just about at no health left to see if they can survive. Incoming Crater sent on over to the orb as the play continues with 1 barrier for Lilybun left.
Dropleto's on death's door here to trying to get this barrier down as soon as possible, but the Zentaro is basically out of commission. Liari on the chase down here, but Dropleto gets it done despite being staggered, finds the barrier, and is regenning back slowly. If they can get it around Scyther, and they do, they hit stun Dropleto in for the goal. The Bozo Bunch, a completely different team, but the same magic, and they are looking to be up 2 sets here.
Yeah, that ball really just rolled on into the face of Lilybun. Dropleto had those cooldowns to back that up, and his first pick here, which is possible catastrophe here. I think at this point, maybe Zentaro is the best one for there to pick their first awakening. Going to possibly hold here, maybe grab a 1-2 punch. What are they going to get? Okay, we got bulk up, which is probably
so
fair to
strong,
keep themselves
man.
alive.
It's so
super strong, yeah.
It gives so much power. Like, it should not give as much power as it does, and it helps you survive. Drop just got the perfect awakening for the situation there because he was barely dying, he was barely staying alive. Now he has to worry a little bit less.
Well, perfect situation there. I think everyone else kind of got good stuff too. Merchant got extra kill power here with the missile prop. The team player, though, from Lilybun, we will see, nice evades there to keep themselves alive from the Crater combo as well, though they are out of energy now, but definitely worth it to keep yourselves alive. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this team player will be performing. I'm not really sure if there's been a ton of overtime scenarios just yet. but if there are, we'll be benefiting here from Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Oh, good dash by Merchant, making sure Scyther can't get at the core, and now Dropleto starting on the offense, almost gets it just through enough, and Drop playing pretty defensively against the NATO, doesn't want to get taken out by the Era, and Lilybun trapping Merchant in the corner a little bit, as a great Era beam comes out, Liari on reaction, looking a bit like an Estelle there.
Yeah, nice work. Yeah, Lilybun is surprisingly strong right now, like an extra 25% damage onto that Cyber Swipe, and a whole lot of extra range too can definitely result in a bunch of damage, a bunch of kills, and the range is really great. You can see a bunch of ult combos coming on out. That barrier is super omega dead. Tries to get the glitch pop to defend against Merchant though, but can't. It's only one strike. You have Merchant's gonna have two there though. Now Scyther gets their hands on the ball, can't seem to win a situation against the Merchant there, who's not gonna spend that flip. Here comes Liar. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Every time I see the Bewitching Beam come out, I'm saying bruv. It is way faster. It's actually insanely faster.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this isn't even Era's best role. Era's not in the goal box here, so still more potential to be had on the defense, but a great pillar by Streak. Both barriers down. Drop this time, not getting the perfect play, but it is Scyther being taken dangerously low, not taken out though, and the Brawler can still play. Good clear away by Drop, but Liari's coming in, and you know that Era has that beam available. Such good frame data, but Liari doesn't get the strike in time, and that's a big goal for the Bozo Bunch. Not, I guess, a bit of an unforced error, I feel, at that range, but a Bunn Bunn Bonanza still have a point, still have a way back into the set.
Yeah, things are looking a little bit more dire, though, as the combos just continue to try to come out. Incoming Crater onto Scyther, who does at least have the drone to keep themselves alive if they get knocked off the board, although they're going to heal up nicely into the hands of Liari, trying to keep their way around this pillar, although Dropleto gets a nice rush into both players. Really great angle there from Scyther. See if they can make great use of it here with Lilybun. All right, they do end up getting one barrier, really close to getting two. Incoming Firewall Sentry. Liari trying to get it through the crater. They do end up getting it. Okay, Oni's Blade does not self-gold there. Dropleto does end up getting it away from the goal. Merchant has a flip here. It's going to end up spending it on the crazy Bewitching Beam. Now in the hands of Streak. Oh, instantly loses it to the Atlas explosion there. And no more control here for the side of Bozo Bunch for a little bit, although Scyther and Streak are both staggered. There goes the drone. Lilybun has a chance to maybe make a play here with this flip.
Perhaps, but Scyther's rushing forward. Good clears away by the defensive duo, but one of the two is dead, and the crater goes awry. Bunn Bunn Bonanza now. They have a flip on Lilybun. They can create some big offense here and get themselves back into this game with a big draft.
Yeah, I'd love to see a double barrier here from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. It's like all the best that you could possibly hope for here. There goes one. All right. Solid situation to try to get two, but hey, one is totally fine here. Banish on to Scyther. Has the evade in time, keeps himself alive, although they're taking a ton of damage. Immediately staggered. Gets enlarged by the Bewitching Beam here. Liari gonna approach with, you know, a couple strikes away from this flip, as they can just kind of ping-pong it away so they can build that energy, get those cooldowns back. Although, finally grabbing a kill onto Scyther here, though. Dropleto kind of moved out of the way with that Maelstrom Tornado and could possibly make it happen. They do end up running out of Adrenaline Rush, but their cooldowns are completely up here.
Yeah, big barrier take there, and Lilybun flipped off the map. Dropleto has a lot of speed to work with here. They seem to work it around Liari, who is very fast, has a lot of defensive cooldowns available. A weird take on the orb there as it goes around to Merchant, who tries to force it into the barrier. The follow-up strike from Dropleto will end up getting it. And Liari's pretty low here. If they focus down the midfielder, this could be really huge for the Bozo Bunch.
Yeah, I think Dropleto has exactly the resources they need to hold. Okay, hold on. Here we go. We got a flip here from Merchant to keep this one alive. Hits the boost onto Liari once again, and only Blade to deal more damage, but gets the dashing strike through Lilybun. That projectile is surprisingly wider than it looks, and gets it right on through. Bozo Bunch 1 point away from grabbing the first game in this series.
Yeah, it is a Dropleto show, and I did not expect him to take over this game as much as he did on Zintaro of all characters, right? You think of Dropleto, you think of Zintaro like a third, maybe fourth. He is performing incredibly well. Yeah, so very well played here, but a perfectly timed flip, a perfectly timed block by Merchant. The Bozo Bunch continuing to hold on, but a follow-up punch will do it. Scyther, so scary, went on the offense here to the bottom side, and a follow-up by Lilybun as Bunn Bunn Bonanza keep themselves alive.
That was awesome. That was just like a really good strike into the explosion from Liari, which gave the ball right to Scyther on the bottom side, which ended up being a mix-up for Lilybun, who jumped on in there and actually stunned everyone. So that was actually a whole Bun play. Full Bun, honey Bun. Okay, I'm done with that. Here we go. Era gets their first pick and the Awakening. And what's it going to be, bro? Oh, we saw Asher with Primetime. Is Primetime just the best Awakening now, guys? Could it be?
Well, Primetime is good if your primary is good, and Era's primary might be better than the rest of her kit combined, so not that the rest of her kit is bad. It's just that the primary is kind of nice. And that does mean that the rest of the draft is pretty nice for the Bozo Bunch. There was so much good in that draft, and they pick up a lot of it. They pick up Deadeye, they pick up Hotshot. The Bozo Bunch have a very good chance of just dominating this one.
I think Luna is Omega right now with extra special missile prop Deadeye. She is in one-shot situation territory, although we do see Lilybun dropping that goal. I think sends the glitch prop a little too close to the wall and ends up getting that one from the Bozo Bunch. Yeah, even with the Stinger 2 onto Dropleto, like they have lots of damage. And core control from Streak gets some good cooldown from Hotshot as well. And God, you can even see the power from just Whammy. Sends the ball at a red core. Here comes a huge... Oh my God. Deader than dead. Dead, so beyond dead. Free barrier for Dropleto. Although Lilybun says, no way, dude. I'm jumping on in there. Even Scyther on the front lines really nicely in this 2v3. They actually keep this one alive. Although the cooldowns are coming out, they do hold this barrier. As we have Liari returning from the Omega depths. We got spend some cooldowns here from Dropleto, who gets the barrier, flips immediately. But we have a triple goalie situation. They're not going to be able to get it past just yet. Lilybun trying to get onto the top side to hopefully help with this defense. Now Scyther has a chance to dash punch, although foiled by the boost. Merchant going to kind of go into a strike war there against Scyther. Now Liari's going to play second goalie. Got to move up with a crazy good kill from the Maelstrom. Almost another from Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Liari just blasts Streak for the heck of it. And now it's a big power play for Bunn Bunn.
Yeah, and now the flip's coming in as well. Oh, dangerous spot for Merchant. A Streak and the Crater do not mix. It is 1-1 now, and Bunn Bunn pretty happy to get out of that one without taking too much damage.
That was a stroke of luck if I ever saw one, though. Liari is definitely going to be the main kill target in a lot of different situations. And they do have stacks on stacks, which definitely got reset down to 54 right now, which is kind of weak. Although they send their sights onto Scyther, who does get banished, immediately staggered, has the drone again this set to see if they can keep themselves in the game a little bit longer. Dropleto really trying to end Scyther's life, but can't seem to find it. Spends cooldowns, but doesn't seem to make it work. Liari onto the front side against Merchant here. Gets the fastest beam in whole history. I'm going to keep saying it because it's crazy. It's shocking to me every single time as we have a triple goalie situation, although Dropleto now onto the front side with that explosive entrance. They can really traverse this field. Streak gets out of there with their life. Scyther almost had a really good kill down to Lilybun, foiled once more by Streak. A flip into the Oni's Blade is going to get that one out as well. And man, this is just really big slog as they finally find a kill and get the 2v3 with Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
What a save by Merchant! That was insane pressure from Bunn Bunn, but Merchant found the perfect strike out of there. Impressive to do so on a Luna goalie. Dangerous spot now as Scyther approaches. Good banish by Streak to slow things down. Lilybun trying to get a strike in there, but it's Merchant with the follow-up. It's Merchant with 2 barriers! It's Merchant with everything here, but Scyther will take that barrier on the other end. Liari has the shrinks. Lilybun forced to make a miracle glitch pop save, and Dropleto trying to stop the flip from Lilybun. It is burned. Flip from Drop now, trying to beat everyone, but misses the core entirely, and Merchant trying to be the hero, the pillar, being the hero in the end as Streak sets it up, and the Bozo Bunch 1 goal away.
Yeah, that was really tight. Even if they did survive that situation, Lilybun was actually had nothing left but a dream. They might have been able to get a kill onto them. Incoming Crater, wow, immediately goes for the Whammy Crater combo onto Liari with no energy. It's going to work out, dealing a whole lot of damage to Liari, although they are already healing up a little bit. Merchant trying to also deal more damage as Lilybun holds on to that last barrier for just a moment. Although tough spot here against the pillar. Nice clear down into Liari is going to also pass through Dropleto. Not going to let that one hit. Incoming beam. Scyther can't get their hands on the ball here, though. The rush is going to be just too much for aiming to handle without those long-range cooldowns. Merchant also trying to deal a lot of damage, maybe even get a flip kill, but doesn't seem to find that one right there. Now Scyther is the one who is getting bullied all over the place. They might end up seeing this drone be popped. Glitch pop, foiling Streak's chance to get it on through. Dropleto can't slice and dice the ball, but they do get a kill onto the goalie. Now we're going to have Scyther play goalie. Incoming Crater. I mean, this is catastrophe here for Bunn Bunn.
And the game's coming to a close here as Merchant looks to tap it in. Good defense by Scyther. And the respawn comes in as well, but with Scyther low, they could slowly rotate cooldowns. Dropleto, though, needs to be careful not to go down here. Trying to maneuver his way into the play. The Rune Core Speed coming in as well. The Hot Shot activated as Merchant on the other side, waiting for a chance to jump into the fray. Crater coming out, Demon Angle, but Lilybun manages it just well enough, and Streak building up a flip as well. A back past the Merchant space, and Dropleto at the end of it all will be the one to seal it away.
That was the mixiest bunch of mix-ups on. I swear they weren't entirely on the same page there again, but it's okay. The barrier holds up, and Dropleto has the cooldowns to get on in there and chase that ball. That was a little crazy. I did think that maybe Bunn Bunn might take the first game due to the roster shift here, but hey, I think that the Awakenings and like the basic strategy really kind of went to Bozo Bunch there. I mean, Merchant got extra special, Deadeye, missile prop. I mean, that is some of the Omega Luna living crazy Awakenings. I mean, you do everything you can in the game to deny something like Deadeye from Luna, but they had a chance. I'm pretty sure they had a draft where they could have denied Deadeye, but instead took something else. Can't remember what it was. But either way, it's going to be Bozo Bunch taking it with a bunch of kills, a ton of damage, and a lot of staggered time. And they just seem to play it well there with that damage comp and the combo, right? It's just like the basic rune into Crater Maker. The banish into Crater Maker is just so much to deal with.
Yeah, and the Bozo Bunch, the overall team play, I don't think is quite there yet. But they're still playing off each other really well. I think they all understand how to play Omega Strikers really well, to the point where they're just naturally having synergistic plays while also looking disjointed. So this team has an insane ceiling, and the fact that they won in this manner is really good in terms of future outlook.
Yeah, I would say for the most part, they really hit the damage on that comp there, and it might be in Bunn Bunn Bonanza's best interest to try the best to deny it there. I mean, I know the start wasn't really like Omega damage. I mean, explosive entrance is not like, oh, deny Luna or something like that. But, you know, sometimes the Awakening drafts get a little bit out of hand, and sometimes the Luna just punches you guys a little too hard. We can see Merchant was the MVP there, just doing a little too much, getting too much experience. Although Dropleto was 9-1 in the points, so really good to be active there, as we are going to move on to the next map, which is, did you say it's going to be, you said it's a fun one.
Ahten City.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, with that map. Jeez. What are we going to see on Ahten City, Saya? Like, what do you want to see?
I think they're going to let Error through on Ahten City and see if it gets picked. We'll see.
That's fair. Although I gotta say the beam is actually ballistic. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe what I was seeing. Actually, I cannot believe how fast the beam is. I mean, chat, are you guys? Is this like, oh, this is what Era needed? She's good now, or is this like, we took it too far? Help! What are we thinking?
We'll see. But we're looking at the draft here, and Bunn Bunn are the ones who ban away the Era. Bozo on blue side. Merchant might be the one who would have opted for Era goalie, and Era goalie, I think, is seen as a pretty good pick on Ahten City. So Bunn Bunn not going to risk that here down a game in this set, in this series. And Bozo Bunch prioritizing Estelle instead. Why not?
There, yeah. I mean, I do like the Estelle pick a lot. I feel like she is kind of the poster child, for the most part, for like these wide open maps. I mean, you picking Estelle on Oni Village as much as you can. I feel like she's so good there. And Ahten City isn't too much different, especially, it's just like Oni Village is Ahten City if the goal was open the entire game. Like that is not a defendable barrier. What you can't, the goal is just open. If you're a goalie,
you know
all
who
you're
can
doing is
defend the
trying to
barrier?
play.
The new and improved
Drek?
Era.
Okay, maybe Era. Honestly, I don't. Well, she's banned every game. 100% activity in NASL still. We'll just go with, you know, ban, whatever. And then so we got Juno, which is like honestly like kind of second in command in my opinion for like supreme midfielder. I mean, Estelle kind of has it, but Rasmus is also one of the better brawlers here, though. Kazan, I would say, too, but that's totally banned as well. And there you go. We got Luna showing up once again, but actually for the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. So they're stealing that one away. They really value the ability to get around the map with that boost, possibly the Crater Maker, even resulting in kills. Like, Luna's one of the characters that, like, I feel like can get kills on a map like Oni Village or Ahten City because she's just so incredibly strong.
Also,
And we'll see it happen. I mean, look at all the damage showing up. Vice and Zentaro on the same team, too.
Also, this Luna character deserved nerf and still fine. Like, honestly, like, Luna was in a good spot, still was in a good spot. The down for the nerf, but, like, she's just fine, you know? Like, all good.
I mean, it's hard to deny the fact that boost gets you across the entire map. Like, that is just such a good move in the right hands. Like, yeah, it can't go through people, so if Dubu's fat ass is standing in front of you, sure, but, like, you really can just get there. And if you have flip and stuff like that, it kind of changes the game. So I do value Luna in the right hands. So we will see how it works. I really like that we have a lot of strong midfield power on both teams, like Estelle showing up here, although I'm not sure if I'm a Vice believer on this map, but
It's a
you've told me
Merchant.
once before. Yeah, I was gonna say you told me that Merchant is the Vice guy.
A Merchant is the main character when he's on Vice. There's a reason it always gets banned. Honestly, maybe it shouldn't get banned as often as it does because his Luna is also good. But, like, it is not the greatest pick in a vacuum on this map, yes, but we're going to see some magic.
I want to see some magic as we're going to start off here. Streak is running the Estelle, and we have Liari running the Juno. The midfields are what we're going to be looking at in this game. Although, I mean, a lot of boom barriers gone. I mean, this is just Oni Village if there was just no barriers at all. I'm telling you, very annoying as a goalie some of the time, but this is where the midfielders shine a lot, even with a character like Rasmus 2, who has a lot of control with that Death's Touch. Right when they hit level 2, things are going to change a little bit, as Lilybun's going to try to defend this top side of this barrier. Nice jump there from Lilybun to give the ball right to Scyther. A couple of extra strikes. It's a little too much for Vice to handle. And that's going to be first point on over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Oh, level 2's immediately showing up. Ults for Liari and Scyther. The game is changed for this next 5 seconds.
The game has indeed changed as Dropleto gets bursted down. A Merchant, a slight misclear there, uncharacteristic, but that means the barrier goes down extra early, and Scyther with a quick goal. Ahten City, the fastest goals in the business.
This map is so annoying because you think about defending the barrier, and that was a mistake. What you should do is anything else, because the barrier does not exist, Merchant. I'm just going to say it. There is no barrier. Dropleto winning a situation here with that slice and dice. Shriek finally hits level 2, has an ult to go with it, though. Here comes Lilybun going in with everything. That barrier is beyond space-time. Merchant, that's eject button. 455 speed. That's slow. Good job, Scyther. Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Yep. You know, it might be Merchant Vice, but it's also Vice on Ahten.
Yeah, I'm not a believer. I think she could be good because she's got like long range with eject. She can get around, but I don't know. She does enough. I don't know.
And this Luna's going to take away that twin drive, and Vice is going to be sad, and oh, Vice got twin drive. Wait a second, the game has changed. Merchant is going to be a lot more active across the map now, and that's going to lead to a lot more pain for the side of the Bunn Bunn Bonanza, except for the fact that they got 1-2 punch on Liari, so the core speed's going to start overwhelming the Vice on the other side, and, well, Bunn Bunn still on track.
They are on track. I like the awakenings here from Bozo Bunch a little bit more, though. I mean, Streak and Fighter Flight 2 is really powerful. Dropleto has the ability to get some crazy stuff later with all the sparks. Here we go. First barrier down for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Merchant returns back with the eject button, immediately gets grabbed, but Merchant plays around the Death's Touch, but can't do anything really else other than evade that pendulum swing, but it was really tight spot, and the Scyther makes great use of that pressure situation. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really, man, Liari got like the only awakening there. I mean, sure, Aerials is like probably fine for Rasmus. Last speed is great, but Liari got the lion's share of awakenings here. Let's see if they can make it happen at this first point.
Yeah, the issue with the Bozo Bunch comp is really, especially for Merchant, you have to play perfect. And if you don't play perfect, it is a mess, and you get scored on in sub 20 seconds. And Bunn Bunn Bonanza are looking quite good as they're capitalizing on every single slight opening given over by the Bozo Bunch.
Yeah, and they didn't really, I mean, they banned, Bunn Bunn banned Era, and I mean, I guess we probably would have seen an Era show up, but it's not like any of the roster from Bozo Bunch was really, like, interrupted here. It feels kind of like, I don't know, Dropleto having to play Zentaro with, like, this Awakening start was, like, really good for Bunn Bunn here. It's like, I mean, I feel like Zentaro is good, but, I mean, if you had a Dash Awakening start, I would say he's really good. But right now, he's just like, okay, it can't really have that much effect on the ball. Like Rasmus, who is just base kit, like, gives himself the ball, you know what I mean? Oh, goodness!
Okay.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, that was really bad, but that might have been the only big chance that Bozo Bunch had. Maybe this is the big chance here as Merchant plays up the field once again, but doesn't quite get the strike. Oh, steals away from Scyther, though. But again, right, every opportunity they get feels like a miracle. And if they miss the opportunity, it feels like they're doomed, you know?
Yeah, I really like that steal from Lilybun, although, you know, that was the boost. It has probably like an 18-second cooldown or something long like that, because it is quite strong. Dropleto puts it on in there. Look at all his bars. He's got bars for days. Green, blue, blue. He's got everything charged up and ready to go, and see if they can get a point out of this one. Streak opening out with a Rose Warp. Can't seem to make anything happen, though. To make it rain, just putting Junos everywhere is just a little too much to handle sometimes on Ahten City. Flip from Dropleto is going to grab the largest barrier in existence on over to Scyther. Liari and Scyther can get something going here, though, although Lilybun does steal it away from Dropleto there. Now it is going to go in. That is not going to cover the whole goal as quickly as you want it to, although it kind of does cover the whole goal. Either way, Bunn Bunn Bonanza is kind of making quick work of this already. I think their comp might just be like way better out of it just doing it.
Yeah, they do have they have a comp that has a lot more coverage, and if you have a lot more coverage on Ahten, then you're probably doing well, especially early. And with Scyther picking up that signature among Titans, that guy just picks it on the brawler. He doesn't care. He just wants the speed, and he uses the speed very, very well. It is looking difficult. Of course, the prime time and the extra special will help. The more cooldowns they interrupt in the midfield, the better. But I still think that Bunn Bunn Bonanza are in a very good spot to send this to a Game 3.
I would agree. We did have at least built different start, giving size to try to negate some of the disadvantage there of the Among Titans. So kind of a regular size Rasmus right now is we're going to be seeing here as Lilybun's trying to get the ball on over to Scyther. I mean, it's really hard to kill on this map. There's so many there's so many orbs, but Liari just self passes with the 1-2 punch bulk up. A red ball. It's 40 seconds. 40 seconds in. Red ball. And it just kind of goes in. I mean, Vice is not going to be able to stop that one. And Liari might be the X factor that they were looking for with just that 1-2 punch, really.
Yeah, it's so hard to play in a mobile goalie when the core speed's always a factor, and Scyther is going to out-mobility you otherwise. And there's a world record a number of interactions for the goal. It feels like this game's over.
I think this game could be over. Scyther probably realizing that, like, maybe somehow Among Titans speed is one of the only things that could bring the opponents back into the game. And now using that speed for the side of justice, apparently, as they're going to try to keep this one in, although Merchant can't do all that much. I mean, those are all his cooldowns. That was everything he had right there. Spent. Lilybun chases that whammy and, I mean, solos the goal with just enough strikes. I mean, there you go. I mean, both of the goalies were basically doing the same thing, right? They both just eject forward, spend their cooldowns, do their best, and then go back and then just stand around for a while and hope their team is doing well. And I mean, Scyther was just kind of manhandling this midfield for real. And anytime that anytime that Merchant didn't have cooldowns, it was basically curtains. Scyther had it on the front lines. I mean, the damage numbers have never been smaller. 7-minute game, 7-minute Ahten game. Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Let's be clear though, that's on the Bozo Bunch. Like, it is Merchant Vice, but you did lock in the Vice goalie with no speed on the team to back it up as a midfielder on Ahten City.
It was rough. Again, I feel like, you know, a lot of things could have been different. You know, if it was maybe a Dash Awakening start, I would have maybe, I don't know who else you go. Like, who else would have Dropleto picked in that spot, really? Kazan is, like, the next best, I feel like the best.
He would have wanted Rasmus, but it got picked away, right?
Right, yeah, Rasmus was the next one. And then who's the actual next one? It's like, I don't know, do you just play, like, a less traditional, more mobile character? I mean, you can win with double midfield on this map, but I don't know. I just decided to go Zentaro and didn't really get their hands on the ball all that much.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
no one could really do anything.
a really swift game, so it means that we'll swiftly advance to the game that is coming up next. It's Inky Splash Zone featuring these two teams once again. And this is going to be a fun one. Inky's has become pretty much I wouldn't say like a fully standard map, but a relatively standard map, as in like teams will go to this map. Whereas in the far past, teams would not go to this map.
Honestly, I like kind of can't believe it in a way where like people have just accepted Inkies as an entity that they just exist on. Like we were now picking. I always wonder if it's just like, yeah, we like Inkies and we're good at Inkies, or if it's like these opponents are going to be terrible and hate their life when they're playing on Inkies, so we should go there and just like kind of counterpick them psychology, whatever. Yeah, I know people.
Inky's pick rate
There's
is
a lot of teams that
insane.
do
Like
the what?
Inky's pick rate
Oh, the
in
pick rate.
NASL is really, really high. Like it
Hey,
is.
it's crazy. They just play it.
Yeah, people just play it now.
I mean, that's fine. A new, not like a new map, but like it's like kind of new into the real meta. So whatever. I mean, damn, Inky's and Ahten in the same series is kind of incredible.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Both,
That
both
is
is both
insane.
is really wacky. We'll see what happens here. I do expect a pretty different draft coming out, but I do think that Bozo's comp is a lot less egregious on Inky's compared to how it was on Ahten. But I do expect them to change up a few things at the very least.
Yeah, it'll possibly be maybe another quick game, as we do have a hot shot as the start and another quite large barrier, very difficult to defend. So those two things together are very difficult for the goalie, and it's just like the midfielders and the brawlers are going to be playing really, really tight together. I don't think anyone's going to be taking the reptile remedy, but we'll see. There's your era, by the way, gone into space once again, never to be foreseen. What have we done? Juno also gone, hot shot, understandable, and Estelle, another character who I think is really, really just a top pick on this map. Although, now the roles have swapped, right? It's Bunn Bunn first picking Estelle, and then it's Bozo grabbing the Rasmus X here. Or like X as in like X the character.
Ooh.
Like not X the character, X the slot. It's Drakkar.
Yeah, the Drakkar is interesting. I expect the Rasmus to perform well, but the Drakkar is interesting. I wonder if it's a Drakkar brawler and Rasmus goalie. Not quite sure. Not quite sure what exactly is happening here.
I've seen Drek goalie for sure.
If it's Drek Rasmus forward duo, then I'm really confused. I don't expect it to be. I think it's definitely either one of them in the goal box, but I don't like the Drek in this spot.
Can't say for sure. I would like to believe it's at least Drek goalie. I have seen Drek goalie do some pretty good stuff. Like pretty good long range stuff at least. Although, hey, Luna back once again on the Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Lily Bun certainly going to be playing that Luna most likely. Stealing the Vice as well. That is pretty interesting as we're playing very mobile comp for at least the most part. No brawlers in sight unless they're doing Luna Brawler, which we have seen work at least more than once before. Final pick here for Bozo Bunch will be question mark. Kai. Okay.
Oh, it's a
I think
Kai.
Kai's also
Yeah,
good
okay.
here.
So
A normal ass pick.
I expect Streak to be on that Kai. So Dropleto and Merchant. Who's taking what is the question here.
Merchant is definitely Drakkar. Like you can't convince me, Saya,
No, but
that we do not
I think
have.
he's Rasmus though.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think? Hold on.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Me too. I could
Yeah,
also
we
be
both
wrong.
could. Well, no, we can't both be wrong.
Wait, what if we could?
There's zero chance it's Kai goalie. Let's be clear.
I mean, it's Kai. Kai's a goal. Yeah, Kai could just go goal sometimes. I don't know.
Not in this spot.
Probably not in this spot.
Unless something crazy happens, one of us is right.
Okay, I'm gonna bet on me just for the heck of it.
Yeah, well, I think I'm correct. So we'll have to wait until we load into game though, because we don't know yet.
That's true. We actually have no idea. We're not in the future. We do see Scyther. Actually, okay, so it's Scyther on Luna. Definitely Luna Brawl. We've seen it. It's happened. It's really not that bad. She is a kind of all or nothing brawler character, but it comes with the damage of Vice, so it's going to be pretty strong. Here we go, Merchant on Drakkar, Wahoo, and we do see a couple of reptile remedies here though. Dropleto and Streak both prioritizing damage, or health, which is fair as the opposing team has Luna and Vice and Liari to help get those kill confirmed, so that's quite scary. So we're gonna start off on Inky Splash Zone with Ahten. I can't stress enough how we have Ahten and Inky's in the same series. That's crazy. Still.
I mean, that is definitely crazy, and like you said, you've been on a streak of being right about character picks today.
It's just a good day for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the Hotshot can do a lot of work down Molten Bolt. Going to be a core control threat, as well as let the lock-in loads recharge quite a bit, that Hotshot. We're just going to have a relatively good time, I think. If he buffers Shotgun against a lot of the offense coming out of Bunn Bunn Bonanza, he should have a relatively simple time defending most setups.
Yeah, I agree. I think Shotgun is also like relatively good against Boost as
guys,
well. It just
guys, he forgot to click Hotshot.
Which one?
Wait, no, he did. That's on me.
Richard?
That's on me. I messed up.
Okay.
I messed up my input.
Anyway, no problem here. First goal going on over to Liari. Boom, splash, Inky zone happening here. Bunn Bunn taking the first one here. We'll see how much impact this Vice can have. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is seeing how much impact Liari can have here, or Lilybun can have with this Vice goalie. As we just saw in the last set, it didn't seem to work too well on Ahten's, and this map is not entirely like close quarters either. There's like a whole lot of space here, and we'll see if they can maybe get the barrier every time that Lilybun ults or whatnot. So we're gonna have Merchant spend the cannon incoming craziness. Okay, saves it with the flip. I was going to say Lamau Inky Splash Zone or something, but here we go. Crater Maker on to Streak. Going to go ahead and evade that one there. Liari winning a situation against Streak nicely to give themselves a little bit more time. Molten Bolt right onto Scyther's face. Not bad slowing them down, but Dropleto finds a kill. Flips on over Scyther, making it so Lilybun does not have to freak out about that situation, trying to hold the line in the midfield. They do have a cannon if they need it. It would stall a couple seconds here. They are going to spend it defensively. Merchant, no problem getting it on back. Lilybun almost made a play offensively. Here comes Scyther trying to get it through, but double goalie is going to foil that one. Lilybun self-tripling that to give themselves the ball. Scyther trying to make a Crater Maker happen. Liari almost had a shocking play there, though. Nice strike from Merchant to keep it alive, and overtime. We'll be rolling on over.
Yeah, this comp definitely easier to play on Inky's than Ahten for the Bunn Bunn Bonanza, but right now they're under a lot of threat from the double speed of the forwards of the Bozo Bunch here. Good reactions by Lilybun on the release, and Dropleto barely missing the shot there, but a Giga Blast from Streak will cover the options, and that'll be a goal for the Bozo Bunch.
Nice one there. Nice Giga Blast getting it on through. Sometimes Giga Blast really just does magical things. It just blows the ball into the net and stuns the closest players anyway. It's actually just kind of a god move. All right, there we go. Lilybun gets in there, spends the ult, they lose the barrier, and that's kind of what I expect, is the barrier to go down in every situation there. Scyther can't seem to get their hands on the ball there, kind of overshoots that boost. Lilybun has a flip here to see if they can get Dropleto out of the way. Yeah, they do, but spends the flip, doesn't get much out of it here. Only maybe a primary, nothing left actually. Dropleto easily gets it on in there. There's the primary, not quick enough off cooldown, and Dropleto is going to grab that goal for Bozo Bunch. 2-1 right now. Still pretty tight. I'm not noticing anything too weird going on.
Nothing too weird so far. Well played by the Bozo Bunch. They're definitely the comp expected to win early. They have the immediate speed. They have a lot more defensive capability, so this Vice is expected to struggle. And it's all in, again, it's the polar opposite of last game, except a little less polar, because Bunn Bunn are not as hopeless with this composition as Bozo were in the Ahten matchup. It is still looking pretty good for the Bozo Bunch, though.
Indeed it is. We have Streak grabbing our first awakening here on the Kai. I'd say, again, one of the better characters to get it, as Kai is going to want to have as much control on this midfield as possible, which really helps keep up that barrier. What are they going to take here? Maybe Explosive Entrance would be pretty solid on this Kai to get a lot of extra speed. Yeah, and steals it from the Vice too. So no extra range on this Vice goalie will be showing up today. Size on Rasmus too. Also pretty good awakening here. I'd say that maybe we're looking at Bozo Bunch with an advantage in this whole draft.
Yeah, but that Twin Drive is scary, right? The Vice is activated, and Lilybun has a chance to participate in a lot more plays, of course. Whether that'll be successful is definitely a question, but there's potential there.
That is true, especially with the hot shot as well. Having double cooldowns on Twin Drive can even give you basically double value out of the hot shot if they're both on cooldown, which is pretty nice as well. Scyther makes a nice self-pass play there with the boost. I mean, Boost is one of the only abilities that kind of feels like it does that, although like a, you know, a long-range blink would also do stuff like that. Either way, really great work there from Scyther to grab that first barrier. Merchant trying to help as much as they can. Lilybun, Thunder striking their way on in there, defending the goal. Giga Blast from Streak nicely gets that barrier. This could be the Streak show today with the way these Giga Blasts are really working out. Scyther almost had a chance to get on in there, but you know what's interesting, as with Luna Brawler, if people are just kind of standing in front of you, you cannot Luna Brawl.
Yeah, somewhat, but Luna Brawler also has a, well, Luna Forward in general has a lot of ways to forget about that. Dropleto just played around Lilybun's Supernova perfectly. It's just a mirror match of last game. Drop's doing what Scyther did in the previous game. It's the same thing again.
Okay, I think the only thing to take away from this is Rasmus is broken as shit, guys. Rasmus keeps beating Vice. This is insane. Do not pick Vice ever again. Rasmus will counter you as the ball is going on over.
I think the maps have a lot to do with it, though.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man, Rasmus. I would like people to stop playing Vice Smile. Either way, we're going to get Dropleto to try to self-pass the ball on over there. Merchant, no problem defending this one away with the extra range on that shotgun. Flip coming out from Dropleto, countered by Lilybun as well. Close range with the pendulum swing is not going to be enough to get that one. See where Lilybun can bring this ball nowhere, as Dropleto is just going to win that strike situation. Scyther looking at no health right now. Merchant stealth, flip. Here comes the cannon. There's going to be a huge advantage for Bozo Bunch. See if they can make it on in here, though. Dropleto's kind of alone for just a moment. Streak gets the cooldowns back, stunned a little bit by the Thunderstruck. A little bit off center there, though, and they can't seem to make it before Scyther returns.
Yeah, this is now when the game gets a little bit scary for Bozo. If some big damage gets pumped in here, if someone gets comboed off the map, if Streak dies just like that, then the game has changed. As long as they keep the core in their hands and just attack the barrier, find the barrier, methodically work their way towards the goal, they are in a decent spot in this hotshot overtime. But the issue is, if they can't get anything done on the respawn, Streak will come back, use that speed immediately, and now you're in trouble.
Yeah, I will say Merchant, for the most part, is doing a pretty incredible job of defending here with this Drakkar. Really, just like the extra range on the shotgun is kind of going insane. I mean, you're hitting the ball every time. You're getting cooldown from hotshot as well. The cannon not seem to giving the goal on over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza just yet. Liari not going to win a situation against both of these players. Cannon coming out. They help it on in there, so you can't strike it on out. But, whoa, crazy angle there from what seems to be the power chord from Lilybun is actually going to send the ball right on in. I mean, you needed a very slightly tilted angle for it to go in the goal there. So well played from Lilybun. Level 6. You really see that Lilybun is having a lot of influence on this ball.
Yeah, well, and Lilybun once again finds the barrier here. Big opportunity now for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Lilybun herself getting in there. In the corner is Scyther taking out the goalie, and still has a flip to spare here. A great Giga Blast from Streak takes the barrier on the other side. Miracle mode for the Bozo Bunch, and the barrage will save it. Huge opportunity now with the water cannon. They still have to respawn as well. The Bozo Bunch in position to turn this one all the way around. The delayed strike as well. Streak staying patient, not panicking, but Merchant strikes a tiny bit early, and Lilybun gets it done once again.
Okay, I will say that Streak is really putting in the work right now. Actually, just kind of doing just about everything correctly. Combination there from Merchant and Dropleto is going to get the barrier frame one, and it's 2-second goal, guys. I mean, has there been a 1-second goal? It's like a record or something.
Yeah, in NASL, there have rarely been goals this fast. I think there's been one similar, but nothing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the one. Perfectly played by Streak, and the Bozo Bunch have a chance to take a massive lead here from behind. The water cannon activated. Merchant with a strike shot stalling out, but Scyther's boosts are so precise here.
Yeah, those are the boosts you are looking for here. Nothing is more valuable than taking the barrier on this map. Oh, Merchant just can't get the ball over to Streak. And that actually causes the whole set to go on over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Who was the first pick? Of course, it's Lilybun, having so much influence on this ball. See what they can get here. They already have Hot Shot, Twin Drive, looking for heavy impact, more power, more cooldown as well. This is, I mean, it's literally a picture of Vice's guitar. So, you know, here you go, Vice.
Yeah, although the Drakkar for Merchant does get that missile prop, a lot more reach there, looking like Crystal Thorns almost. that fighter flight's going to be dangerous. Scyther has so much control over the core already, and additional speed's going to make that even scarier here. And that Estelle, Liari starting to threaten a little bit of Spark of Leadership, of course. Not the strongest awakening, but it's still 2 sparks.
True. Definitely has some good potential to get out of hand later and force some denies. It could just like make the opponents take some bad awakenings a little bit later. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how we get this fighter flight going on Scythers. They're going to be kind of using their cooldowns on cooldown pretty much, but the fighter flight might help them set up different types of like whammies and different kinds of boosts as well. So we'll see how much impact that has. And as you mentioned before, yeah, the missile prop is going to be kind of crazy on Merchant, who's already doing a really good job of defending, but not against that. It's just too many strikes. Scyther gets it in with maybe a little bit of speed, right? Yeah, the speed got him above the Drakkar at that end.
Yeah, the slight bit of speed. Well, not just slight. The chunky bit of speed from
insane speed.
Flight. Made a big difference there for Scyther. And the fact that you can get so many consecutive hits, and wow, that streak going down already. And now that Scyther and Liari continuing to make the passing plays, the synergy coming through for the Bunn Bunn Bonanza. This is a team that has stuck together for quite a while now. And the Bozo Bunch, Merchant daring to challenge, Streak daring to challenge a Supernova. Unsuccessful, but Dropleto still gets the barrier here. If Merchant can hold, but it's so difficult against Scyther, who has all the angles in the world to play with.
That was kind of crazy. Streak exploded into Streak exploded, unfortunately, trying to defend as hard as they possibly could, but the Supernova is super going to win there, especially with the impact of Heavy Impact to give that a little bit more power there. A flip there from Liari to try to keep themselves alive, but they lose every little bit of health and are taken into orbit from the Death's Touch. Going to use the cannon to try to defend against this 2v3, but Scyther does not care. Boosts on in there, sends it on in. I mean, he had the flip too, doesn't even care. Look at all these resources they had left too. And Bunn Bunn Bonanza has turned the tables, has really turned the tables, and is making quick work of Bozo in these last few points.
Yeah, lots of potential in this draft as well, right? There's so many good awakenings here. I would not be surprised. Okay, he took Build Different to deny size away from the Rasmus. Quite a decent choice here. And Deadeye still available, right? That additional damage. Among Titans still available for the speed if it falls to the midfielder. A dangerous draft here, and I think Bunn Bunn Bonanza are looking very nice at the end of it. Picking up that Among Titans, getting a big size difference for the Luna here on the Strike Wars, and Liari getting additional speed. With the Estelle not relying on that melee scaling at all. Yeah, we get awakenings board wide here. I'm really interested to see if Streak can grab some kills with the Giga Blast with this new Deadeye he's got. Both barriers go down basically instantly. Here comes one of the cannons showing up. The next one is about to. Here comes Blue Cannon on the way, trying to help Scyther and Liari get it through. It's so hard to defend against just the aggression of the cannon and the access to all the angles you have. Scyther, no problem getting that one in there on the top side. Next point on over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza. I mean, if they can keep this one up, they would end it. They would end this one. Yeah, and Streak has no elusive, right? It's a very, very possible KO target here. Dropleto has a bit of a stagger build going. Has a lot of power, has a lot of stagger, has a bit of size, but when compared with Scyther, who is flying across the map, it's so scary to deal with. The Bunn Bunn Brawler compared to Dropleto, who is just a normal brawler, and Streak goes down once again, sniped off the edge of the map, and the barrier goes down. Dang, not only the barrier, but the point. Streak is doing a pretty good job of defending a lot of these midfield situations, but it's just a little too close to the edge when characters like Vice and Luna in this game, even with Liari on board with that primary, would be able to snipe a kill as well. It's just really dangerous with these teams to hang out towards the edge. I think Streak is doing basically everything else pretty much right, but these kills are showing up for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Flip here from Liari. He's going to stall the ball for just a second there. A primary to Lilybun, but into the death touch of Dropleto is going to cause that barrier to go down. Lack of cooldowns here from Bozo Bunch, it seems. Here comes Dropleto with the Whiplash, though. Scyther might gonna flip here. Doesn't actually do it. The Supernova angle was very bad. Very bad for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. That's... yeah, that was... was that just the cannon, or was that a redirect? It was just a tiny bit of miscoordination from Bunn Bunn Bonanza. They have played well so far, though, so I expect them to methodically take the next point, or maybe the point after that. They still have a massive lead, of course. No panicking, not letting it slip away from them as Scyther maintains the flip here. Dropleto taking a ton of damage, but that guy is so tanky. He has like 3 health bars in one.
Yeah, it does have a lot of extra stagger to keep themselves up, and Reptile Remedy to regenerate any of that damage, although gets that pendulum swing with a little bit of the extra size he's gotten, and yeah, the Whiplash is going to slice all 3 players in half, get that goal, and now this is what Bozo Bunch needs to keep themselves in this game. This series is currently 1-1, kind of big right now, as the first week of NASL might set the stage for everything else that might happen.
Oh, Dropleto barely misses the perfect goal there, but it was by no means guaranteed. Now in a 1v1, slips it past Lily Bunn, 3-2. Headed to set 5, the Bozo Bunch back in this one.
I think maybe Lilybun was expecting Dropleto to play the cannon or something there, but I guess it ended up being kind of a mix-up to just go straight on in there with that pendulum swing. I mean, Lilybun definitely had flip to defend against that. I think it might have just been a mix-up. Either way, we do have Bozo Bunch bringing this to Game 5. Team player certainly going to help get that barrier and possibly the goal when the overtime shows up, if it can show up. Picking these awakenings really quickly is the Bozo Bunch, although we have a Lilybun waiting for someone to get a spark. Yeah, indeed, a spark does end up showing up for Liari. Maybe this is the cooldown that Bunn Bunn Bonanza needs to just end this one.
Yeah, Liari herself pretty strong right now, but my eyes are all on that team player. If the team player can overwhelm the relatively immobile Vice goalie and the the fact that Scyther and Liari have to burn cooldowns to help defend is really important here. While a team player is not a cooldown. A Merchant, what a snipe from across the map with the strike shot, still defending with the lock and load as well, and Dropleto in position. Oh. What a perfect point for the Bozo Bunch.
That was perfect. Man, the missile prop strike shot and the aerials actually even going a little farther, 42% even farther than the missile prop is going to get that thing across the map. Merchant, beautiful snipe there to get it going, and it's not actually done yet, although Lilybun grabs the barrier for themselves. Extreme death showing up for Merchant as Scyther gets that big finish, although we do have a barrier take here, though. Dropleto's going to hold the ball as long as they can. Streak as the goalie. 2v3. Liari loses the situation against Dropleto, which is going to stall quite enough time. Defensive cannon here is going to be just enough, man. Dropleto just carries the ball into the goal, into the top side. This is exactly what we saw from Vice last game. She just could not deal with this Rasmus after 5 awakenings have been placed, and now it's Bozo Bunch on the winning point here.
Yeah, but Scyther's still fighting. Liari still almost has flip available, and look at that, making space with the crater. And Bunn Bunn Bonanza still in this one, still maintaining all of their energy into the next point. Bozo Bunch got to be scared of those 3 flips that are coming up in just a second.
True. A lot of energy is on for Bunn Bunn Bonanza, but it might be the fact that Bozo Bunch could have flips by the time that they get the game 5.5 situation here, though. Oh my god, it actually strikes a little too early and is going to end up getting themselves killed. Liari, nice defense there. Going to use the cannon again defensively to just stall as much time as they can. Scyther, really close to making this happen here. Flips, he's really big, and he gets it on in there. Flip is, I believe, a melee move, so it does scale off your size, so, I mean... It doesn't? Oh my god. Well,
he's just that good. He's just that good. He's just that good.
He's just the best. He looked so big.
Yeah, and the Bozo Bunch, they got to get this done because Streak is about to die, about to explode. Merchant's about to explode. Everyone's about to explode right now. Dropleto, the only one left standing, really, in the water cannon. Inevitable. Streak barely hanging on. It's all up to Drop to do the impossible here. But the strike wars are being won just barely. The Giga Blast, the regen coming through, and the recovery drone popped. Big opportunity with the team player, perhaps, but it's so difficult. Scyther in position, boost through, good strike war by Streak, keeping the core up. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, all it takes is one opportunity to capitalize to win this game. But Dropleto is being so resilient right now, and Streak with so many rebounds. Giga Blast, barrier take. Dangerous spot though, because Scyther 12 is always watching with the boost to the top side of the map, but the strike shot will isolate perfectly. The hook through to Dropleto, dribbling forward, looking for the strike war win. It's not enough.
Yep, in the hands of Streak for a moment here. I got the Crater Maker is going to self-destruct. Bozo Bunch. Crater Maker makes Bozo Bunch the champions of this series. I mean, first week in NASL taking it over Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Just, oh my gosh, minor miscommunication there from Scyther. Could not get it to the right side. Wow, insane ending to that game. Unexpected. completely not seeing that happen
And
there.
that's
Oh
why
my God.
Inky's gets picked. Inky's makes
Oh my
for the
God.
best games.
Yeah, if you're watching, I mean, do you think they had as much fun as we did? Maybe.
I think
Maybe
they had
did.
fun.
I don't know. They probably had some fun, but man, Scyther was on those crater makers basically every single time. I don't think we see a single one kind of malfunction there. Oh, but man, when the stakes are at it and everything is just on the line, sometimes these things happen. And that's okay, because there are 9 weeks of NASL fun enjoyment. You're going to be crater making everyone else in the tournament. So congratulations here to Bozo Bunch, keeping their 1-0 streak to start off this NASL here. And that was fun. That was a good series there. Nice game 3 to go on your first week.
Yeah, absolutely crazy scenes here for this match. Bozo Bunch get the win. It was close though, and I think that Bunn Bunn Bonanza will be looking good for the rest of the season as well, right? Definitely contender for this roster. They look very well coordinated, well put together. And at the very end, it was just a lost strike war to the crater. They almost had it.
They almost had it. But I mean, heck, that was indeed Bozo Bunch's roster. Merchant showing up as their goalie there. And also, I mean, that was not their full roster, dude.
No, that is their full roster now.
Oh, that is now their full roster.
It's their full roster now.
Well, Bozo Bunch is added here. We'll see if Streak and Merchant can fill the shoes of the Bozo Bunch, whatever, this new team. That's awesome. But heck, they are already doing it. They took the first game. So, well played for them. And I mean, Saya, could this possibly be the end of our block?
It is. It is the end of our block.
It's the end.
And there's only one match left, EKC versus Dubu. That's definitely going to be interesting, but that's going to come after this break. Watch the anime opening one more time, watch a few ads, and we'll be back.